What's happening, my lovely listeners? And welcome to another night of smooth jazz, WJJZ 106.1. I just had to change it up a little bit, Can't always go with what's happening, what's Gucci, what's up. That really doesn't make any sense, but I was just doing it just to do it. And speaking of changing things up, as you can see by the title of this video, I'm going to speak about video games, which I said I've been doing, which I said I was going to do for the last few months, a couple months, I believe, but I never really did it. It's kind of hard to want to speak on other things when stuff just keep happening. Like, as of right now, Greg Williams of the New York Football Jets got fired, and I was making a video on that, but I deleted it because I want to talk about this. However, as you can see, I still had found a way to sneak it in. Greg Williams of the New York Football Jets is fired. It is absolutely hilarious. Why? Because the clown show in New York must go on. Adam Gase has outlasted Matt Patricia, Bill O'Brien, and who else got fired? There's a coach I'm missing that got fired. Oh yeah, it was Dan Quinn. I completely forgot about him because Atlanta is irrelevant. Well, Atlanta sports are irrelevant, not the city itself. So I still got to sneak it in because it's great. They fired the defensive coordinator before they fired Adam Gase. Talk about a ritualistic sacrifice. Oh my God, I love the New York Jets, and I hope y'all never change. But now, let's I'm terrible. But now onto the actual topic. And the topic of tonight is video games. It's specifically inspired by a post that I read a few weeks back that came back to the forefront of my mind while I was playing a game that I'm going to mention soon. So the post goes something like this. It's a lady on Facebook that posted it, and she said, "P.S. What? I stopped dating men who played video games 10 years ago. The men I date play the stock market and play to win." Now, when I saw that, I immediately thought that was kind of dumb because it's like there's no correlation between being somebody that invests money in stocks and plays video games as a hobby. Everybody has a hobby. It's like, are the people you dating, do they not do anything else but stock market? Do they wake up, invest, breakfast invest, lunch invest, dinner invest, sleep invest? Like, no, it doesn't make any sense. You drive yourself crazy. You see it all the time, What is it? All work and no play makes you a dull boy, or however the actual saying goes. So that was just silly in itself. But, giving more a deeper thought into this, especially because I myself am involved in the art field. I mean, I'm a photographer and videographer, even though I don't really post that much about that stuff on this channel at all, or even like on my Instagram as of lately, which is Universal Nobility. And if you want, you should follow me on it. I haven't really posted a lot of photography or videography on there as of lately either, due to like the things that have been happening worldwide. So I started focusing more on Black Lives Matter and protests and a bunch of other stuff. But I got to get back to what I do, or at least showcasing what I do. But I digress, and the whole point of me giving that explanation is to really get across the point that I'm involved in the arts and I have like an understanding of it, and hopefully I could expand upon that later in another video. So when I was looking at that post, I saw a lot of people that were, agreeing with that rhetoric, saying similar things, both male and female, as well as I've seen some like celebrity people say that, people who've also said similar things like out in the real world. And it always just boggled my mind because it's like, art is a very involved process. When you're doing art, like when you're studying it, when you're actually making a composition, which is what a video game is. A video game is a finished composition. So is a photo, so is a painting, so is music. They're all compositions, just in their own different mediums. Everything is meticulous. Nothing is random. If you pick up Pokemon, those colory, creatures that you see, that childish friendly nature, for at least that's how it somewhat comes across, even though Pokemon, the manga, I believe, is like a little dark. But that colorness, that very familiarness. Same with Animal Crossing, or what else? Stardew Valley. All that is on purpose. There's concept design that went into this. There's screenwriting that went into it, even though it's not going to be too much, but you still have to have your arcs, you know, your beginning, your middle, your end, because those games have like some story in them. Well, there's a little bit. Well, Pokemon definitely has a story. Each game has like its own little overarching plot. These aren't things that just happen. This work. It's design. These are elements of design, elements of color theory, elements of screenwriting, elements of plot structure, and as well as, you know, your game design itself, you know, gameplay loops. There's nothing childish about that. And so when I see that, it just gets to me. And then this is the reason why I was talking about the game I was playing recently.
Did I lose you there for a moment?
That game is the game Control, a game that is so beautiful. It immediately sold me, like it sold the artist in me, because as I said, I'm involved in the visual arts, as in when it comes to photography, videography, studying color theory, laws of Gestalt, graphic design, all those artistic elements. Playing Control, like, it has all those elements. Every game has those elements, but Control is so meticulous with its design. It uses a very neutral color palette, but that neutral color palette, you know, it sets the tone, it sets the mood, it sets the atmosphere, and I was in love immediately. So when I started playing that, when I walked through those doors and I saw that red hallway, everything was white. Everything else is white for the most part, you know, it's just like your weird FBI office room, but the hallway is red. So it has a red carpet, and I'm thinking about it, I'm like, it's just letting me know that my path is forward. But it's also giving emphasis on going down that hall. It's pointing the direction. It's giving the focus. Nothing about that is fucking childish. And it made it made me think of that post. Like, that post came to the forefront of my mind, even though I saw it weeks ago, because this game right here, these elements, the way they have designed some of it, this is key laws of Gestalt. This is graphic design, baby. This is art. This is everything. This is what artists, you know, inspire to create. And that creation element is very important, because not only has it inspired people on just a individualist aspect, but on a grander role, art has helped shape the world. The world as we know it would not be the world as we know it if it isn't for art. Whether you're talking about your poems, whether you're talking about your music, painting, later the invention of photography, you know, spoken word, literary, whatever it is, art is pivotal. So the fact that we now have it in a video game format and that there are people that enjoy it, to imply that those people are childish or broke or not manly enough because they indulge in it, that's stupid as fuck. And that's all I gotta say on this topic. I'll catch y'all in the next video.